morning. This is my cardio reformer workout video, and I've been really excited to do this. I had a go at it yesterday and found it really good fun. I've been putting a lot of content out recently, and I have only been able to do that if I come off of my work social media, because there's a huge amount of arguments between Pilates teachers. So I've been really good at avoiding that and trying to build my confidence, and also I've had an operation recently, so I have to build up my strength and cardio again. And this morning I saw an article basically that said the same things, that, you know, these sorts of videos aren't safe and big classes aren't safe. And basically that, you know, cardio workouts and things like that just aren't Pilates. And I don't know what is and what isn't Pilates, but my rationale for continuing to do the video, despite the self-doubt, is that anybody who invests in a reformer machine, because they're expensive, and has one in their home, is likely to be very safe anyway. You know, they go to classes, they practice a lot, they're probably way better than me. I only did my training last September. I try to keep the videos as safe as I can. I feel that if you stay in the layer that suits you and you listen to your bodies, and the cardio workout is going to be low springs, very, very light, high reps and quite fast. So you need to stay in the place where you feel safe. The reformer machines can be dangerous. There's things that you could do, you slip off, fall off. You know, there are elements of risk, but I also ride horses, run, cycle, and I drive a car, and all those things have an element of risk. But this is going to be for people who are used to the reformer and already have those kind of safety protocols embedded. It's fun. I'm keeping it sort of low, and yeah, I just hope you enjoy it. So I'm being brave and I'm putting it out there anyway. So we are going to start with the footbar all the way down. I have to have my box here because I have a high reformer. I'm going to take all my springs off and allow the carriage to move out, and then I'm going to step inside my carriage, and I'm going to pop the middle spring on, grab my hand straps and choke them, and I've got my feet hip width apart. I'm going to squat down and pull the straps in nice and close to my body. So we're going to exhale, squeezing down, squeezing into your ribs, elbows back to the ribs. Exhaling on the pull, just lightly through your nose. Just sitting down like you're sitting in a chair. We go for another 10. Controlling the carriage back. Another 5. Another 3, and then we're going to go into rotations, so single arm rotations. Last 1. So we're going to sit down, pull and look around. Pull and look around. So pulling the elbow into the ribs, and then eye gaze follows round to the back of the room. Do another 10. Another 5. Keep smiling. Keep breathing. Another 2. Then we're going to cross our straps over. Last 1. So crossing the straps over, we're going to pull. So we're going to have our elbows up at shoulder height, and then we're going to pull in towards the face. So we exhale down. Exactly the same as what we were doing before. Just sitting down, pulling towards the face. Another 10. Do it at a speed that works for you. Another 5. Take it as far as you want to go. Make the moves as small or as big as you can, just squeezing into the scapulars. Last 2. Great job. We're going to pop the hand straps back onto the shoulder pads. I'm going to take the carriage out halfway, and then we're going to do 30 pushes. So we want the elbows in nice and close. I'm just going to push the carriage away, flat back, feet still hip width distance apart. So you're using your core, your tummy muscles. Another 20 to go. Keep breathing. Last 10. Do it with a smile. Last 3, 2, last 1. Bring it all the way down. Great job. So, I'm going to take the spring off and step outside of the carriage. I'm going to take my foot bar all the way up to the top. And I'm going to pop 1 spring on. You can have between 1 and 1.5. I'm sticking to 1 spring today. Or you can have a lighter spring, but it does make it more difficult to control if you have lighter springs. So we're coming onto the reformer onto our knees and holding on to your shoulder rest. We're going to take 1 foot back, and then we're pushing out and in, keeping it nice and simple. So we're in a tabletop position, just pushing out and then controlling the carriage as it comes back in. We're going to start going into a cat-cow, so we'll round up into the back and then look up into our J curve. So I'm going to round up now and then look up to the sky as it comes back in. So round up into the top of our t-shirt and look up. So I'm going to add an arm on the arm that's on my kneeling side. And as I go forwards, I'm going to take my arm up and reach to the sky. All the way up and down. C curve, J curve. Let's go for another 5. I'm going to change positions. 3, 2, last 1. Nice. So taking both knees to the carriage, I'm going to turn around and come to the edge of my carriage and grab hold of the bar. Knees going to come to the edge of the reformer with my feet off. And then I'm going to put 1 foot parallel on the bar. You can have your hand wherever it's comfortable. And I'm simply pushing out and then controlling the carriage as it comes in. Pushing out, coming home. So exhale, inhale. And do another 10. Pushing out and controlling the carriage home. Exhale, inhale. Just trying to keep the breathing simple. So we're just going to exhale on the contraction each time. I'm going to try and do that through your nose. Give you a bit more endurance. I've lost count now. Another 5 maybe. 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to swap the legs over. So coming down, place my hand on the carriage, take my knee down, come back around. And we're going to pop the other knee on this time, other leg, sorry, on the foot bar. And then just push out and in your tabletop position. Controlling the carriage back. Because it's a light spring, it's more of a control element than a strength. Do another 3, and then we're going to round up into our cat-cows. Last 1, and then I'm going to round up into my t-shirt, and then look up to the sky. Reaching my head up to the sky. Flowing, controlling as much as you can. All the way up. And then I'm going to add in my arm that's on the kneeling side again. So it's going to reach and retract. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Keep going. Another 5. Last 2. Last 1. Great job. Bring both knees down. And then we're going to do the opposite side with our side lunge. So hand on the shoulder pad, foot parallel, and then pushing away and coming in. All the way. Keep going. So your hand can be anywhere. Exhale. Inhale. Lightly through the nose. Making the movement as big or as little as you want to. Let's go for another 10. 5 more. Then we're going to do some work on the arms. So we're going to face the straps. Last 2, I think. Last 1. Bring it down. Okay, so grabbing hold of the carriage, bring my knees down. I'm going to come round and hold the shoulder pads. And I'm going to pop my legs inside with my knees in line with the shoulder pads and cross them over. I'm going to cross my straps over, choke the pulleys, and then simply pull back and forwards. So we're starting with the elbows low. Exhale, just pulling back, squeezing into scapulas, looking straight ahead. Exhale, inhale, squeeze back, squeezing back. I'm going to take my elbows up to shoulder height and keep them wide. I'm going to pull in towards the chin. So last 2, and then we'll move up, coming back. So you can do this at a pace that suits you. I'm on a light spring, and I'm trying to do it as a cardio workout. Another 8, 6, exhale, the 4, keep it going, 3, 2, last 1. I'm going to bring the straps back down. I'm going to so they're even now, so they're not crossed. And then I'm going to have my palms down, and I'm just going to pull up to the sky. So pulling up, trying to reach for the ceiling. And then they just come straight back down, up to the ceiling. Trying to keep my back nice and tall, but relaxed. So I have floppy wrists. All the way up. Last 3, pull. And we're going to go back into those rotations. Okay, so single arm rotations. I'm going to choke the straps a little bit more. I'm going to pull round and then look behind me. And then the other side. Exhale, look round to the wall behind me as much as I can. So it's like pulling a bow, an arrow. Exhale. Again, do it at a speed that works for you. Keep a controlled element. All the way back. Exhale. Let's go for another 10. And 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Keep breathing. 4. Exhale. 2. Last one. Great job. I'm going to pop the straps down. I'm going to come off the reformer. Just take my legs over the shoulder pad. We're going to come into some lunge work. So I've got a box because my reformer is quite high. So I'm going to have my foot towards the end of the reformer, and then my inside foot's going on the shoulder pad, kneeling down, both hands on the footbar to start. Well, I just want to push the carriage back and sink into my hip that's on the carriage. Exhale. So my torso's nice and tall. Eyes looking at the wall in front. Exhale down. Inhale to come in. So we're going to start adding in some arms in a minute. When the carriage goes out, the arm goes forward. Okay, so we're going to add in now. So we push forward, come back. Forward and back. Exhale. Inhale. Sink down as far as it's comfortable for you. Try and keep the wrist nice and light that's on the bar, so there's not too much pressure. Eye gaze to the wall in front. And then I'm going to add in a circle of the arm. So the arm will go forwards, back, and then circle around. The leg stays the same, so the leg just keeps flowing in and out. So I'm going to go forwards, back, and then all the way around. Forwards, back, and all the way around. I'm going to follow with my eye gaze. Forwards, back, all the way around like a windmill. Keep going. We'll do another 5, and then we're going to bring the leg in a little bit closer to do some scooter work in the sprint position. 3, 2, all the way around. Last one. All the way around. Okay. Bring it back in. So I'm going to bring my leg in line with the carriage. I'm going to round up into my back, and I'm going to take my hand off, and we're going to pump with the arms and just scoot back. So we're going back, forwards, back, forwards. So it's like I'm sprinting. Again, loosen the grip on the bar. And then we're going to speed it up and try and just build up that cardio. And do another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back. I'm going to take the inside foot off and take the outside foot to the reformer to do some curtsy lunges. So all you're doing is pushing back and sinking down. So just sinking down into the right leg or the leg that's on the floor. Just pushing the leg back, lunging down and up, lunge down and up. Exhale, inhale. And keep going. Another 5, for 4, for 3, 2, last one. Great job. Coming onto the carriage, so taking both hands to the bar, come into a kneeling position with your feet against the shoulder pads. And then I'm going to take the carriage out halfway with straight arms. And then I'm just going to allow the carriage to come in under me and try and sit on my heels. So we go out and in. extend the carriage, allow it to come back in, but we'll keep the arms straight and the torso stays still. And then, if it's there for you, you want to come along, we can speed it up. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. So we're simply going to do exactly the same on the other side. So take the foot that's on the floor to the edge of the reformer, foot that's on next to the shoulder pad, and just sink back. So we're pushing the leg back as far as it will go, and then sinking in to the hip. Eyes to the wall in front, torso nice and tall. Exhale down, inhale, exhale, inhale. So we're going to start to add in those arms again. So first of all, we're just going to go forwards and back. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. Everything goes back. Everything comes forward. And then if you want to come along, and it's there for you, we can do the forwards, back, and then windmill the arm round. So go forwards, back, forwards all the way round. Forwards, back, forwards all the way round. Keep going. All the way around. Forwards, back, all the way around. Last 5. Then we'll go back into our scooters in our sprint position. Last 3. All the way around. Exhale, all the way around. Great job. So bringing the foot back in line with the carriage. Going to round up into that spine. Take your arm off to pump. And then we're going to go back, forwards, back, and forwards. So the carriage doesn't move quite as much. Difficult for me to bend my knee on this side. It doesn't quite work with the setup. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bring that foot down and take the outside foot up onto the shoulder pad. You can do those curtsy lunges. So we go down and up, down and up. Torso nice and tall, eye gaze to the wall. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Keep going. Another 5, 4, last 1. I'm going to come back into the middle of the reformer. So this time we're just going to go out into our kneeling long stretch. So arms stay nice and straight. Take it back as far as we can, and then come in. All the way back, and then peeping over the footbar. Exhale. Back and forwards. Back and forwards. And then we're going to come into a down stretch. So we're going to take the waistband to the footbar and come up into our J curve. Last 2. So bring the waistband in, into your J curve. Take it down as far as you want to go, looking at your springs, and then bring it back. Coming down, looking at the springs, staying in your J curve. as much as that's comfortable for you. All the way in and down. I'm going to see if we can combine the knee stretches with the down stretch. So I'm going to take the carriage out, come up into a rounded back, bring the carriage halfway in, out, sit on my heels, out, and then in with the waistband. So we pull in, out, all the way up. In, rounded back, J curve, waistband. So trying to sit on the heels, let it come in halfway, and then all the way up. Rounded back, down, and up. 2 more. Last one. Rounded back. And then we're going to bring it back down. So we're going to come down, back down to the side in that lunge position. But we're going to do some little bunny hops if that's there for you and see how big we can make that. So stay where it feels comfortable for you. So I'm going to lunge down and I'm going to transfer the weight into the foot that's against the shoulder pad and just lift up with my foot. So we go down and lift, straight down and lift. Just little bunny hops. Wrists are probably hurting by now. We won't stay here for long. Lift. And then, if you want to stay there, that's great. We can start to bring the leg up a little bit for 3, making it slightly higher. Last one, and then see if you want to take your leg up behind you. Just letting it flow behind. And you can stay here, or if you want to, you can make that move super expressive and trying to get that leg as high up as you can. So you need a bit of momentum, helps to keep the pattern as well. You can do another 5, so stay in the layer that works for you. 3, 2, 1. Great job. I'm going to take that foot and thread it through, if I can speak, onto the other shoulder pad and then take the other leg and pop it down. So we're in exactly the right position to do the same on the other side. So when you're ready, I'm going to lunge that leg back. I'm going to lose the power of speech, I think, in a minute. So we're just doing little hops. Baby hops. And then see if you want to make those a little bit bigger or don't. Every day we feel so different. So do what works for you today. And then if you want to come along, we're going to take the leg back. And then for your last 5, choose your weapon. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice. Bring the carriage in nice and quietly. I'm going to pop. So you can have 1.5 springs or stick with your 1. I'm going to stick with my 1, but I'm going to grab a ball for my head because we're going to do some footwork. Ooh. Okay. So lying down, I need to be able to look at my feet. So a ball is really nice just to rest your neck. Save the neck abs. Feet are going to be parallel. And we're just going to do baby jumps. So 4 foot on. Just going to do baby jumps. And then, if you want to get bigger, you can. So you can choose where you feel safe. Looking down at the bar at all times, exhaling away. Do 3 more, and I'm going to change my foot position to have the heels together. Last one. So I'm going to bring my heels together. My feet stay relatively in the same position. You can do exactly the same. Just baby hops. Just trying to keep my heels together and then bringing the legs together as I move away from the carriage. And then again, choose where you want to be. Maybe you feel like you can get a little bit further from the bar each time. Another 3. Now we're going to change to put the feet wide on the bar. Last one. Bring it down quietly. So I'm going to take my feet out so my hips are externally rotated. And this is the last set. So again, just stay where you feel comfy. So just going to do baby bounces. Find our comfy place. Get used to where we're placing our feet. And then as your confidence grows, perhaps you can move a little bit further away. Last 3 for 2. Last one. Yeah. Okay, so we've got light springs on. I'm going to take the ball out, so I need my head flat. I'm going to come up into a bridge. So come all the way up, waistband to the ceiling. I'm going to move down slightly so that I can take my arms overhead. And all I want you to do is just push your waistband to the ceiling and your arms down and back. Because it's a light spring, it's going to be harder to keep the carriage still. So you can do another 7, 6, exhale, 4, 3, 2, and then on the last one I want you to hold it up there. And then when you've held it up there, we're going to go out in our up position and then let the bottom drop down and just let the carriage come home. So we go up, waistband to the ceiling, hold your frame and then lightly come down. Once you've found your rhythm, you can go at speed that works for you. Drop down and home. Up, out, drop down and home. All the way up. Strong legs, strong glutes. Exhale out. Inhale to come home. Do another 3 and then we'll reverse it. Up. So you power up. This time I want you to stay out and then bring it in. Come down at your start position and just let the carriage go up. Bring the waistband to the ceiling. Let the carriage come home. Drop down. Just a reversal of what we were doing before. So we'll do another 5. And then you can either stay here, or if you want to come along, we're going to do some semicircles. Normally have 2 springs on for a semicircle, but we're going to do it with 1. If you prefer 2, you're more than welcome to pop another spring on. So I'm going to let my legs dangle over and then wiggle my way down and start to push out on the shoulder pads so that my arms are nice and straight and locked. And I'm going to take my feet back on the footbar, hip distance apart. And then I'm going to let my bottom drop down into the spring. So we come into an anterior tilt. We push the carriage out. And then exactly as we did before, so we come home. Drop the bottom down, push the carriage out, lift the waistband to the ceiling, and let the carriage come home with control. Once you've found your rhythm. We can take it and speed it up to wherever that suits you. You do what works for you. We can do another 5 and then we'll reverse it. Locking the arms out. Last 2. Okay, so stay up, push the carriage out, drop down and pop your bottom down towards the springs. Drive the carriage home, lift up to the waistband. So we're just reversing it. Out and down. Let's go for another 5. All the way up, out, drop down. I've lost count, sorry. Last one. Okay, so I'm going to grab my shoulder pads and slide my way back up, coming to a seated position. I'm going to take my footbar all the way down, grab my straps, have my legs out in front of me together and sticking to one spring. And all I want you to do is have your elbows by your side and simply pull the straps forward towards the wall. So we go forwards, exhale, inhale, hope. If you need to choke the straps, you can. Sitting nice and tall, eyes straight ahead. Exhale forward and down. Let's go for another 3, and then if it's there for you, we can take the straps up to the ceiling. Last one, and then all the way up and back. All the way up and back. Keep going. Another 5, and then we're going to see if we can put those 2 movements together. Okay, so coming forwards this time towards the wall, back, and then up to the sky. Back, forwards to the wall. Exhale up to the sky. Inhale, forwards. All the way up. All the way up. Do 3 more. Up to the sky. Forwards. And then we're going to hug a tree. So, hugging a tree. Take the arms out wide. And then we can imagine a big tree in front of us. Just going to bring the fingers together. Take them out wide and together. Keep going. Forwards. Exhale. Do another 5. Last 2. I think. Last one. Great job. So, I'm going to bring our elbows by our sides and our palms are going to face the wall. And all I want you to do is drop your shoulders back and down and then lift up to the ceiling and then come down and squeeze down into your ribs into like a W shape. So we go up and down. Exhale and down. Exhale, inhale. Keep going. Just up above the head. Let's go for another 5. Squeezing down. Up, squeezing down. I think that's it. Last one. Perfect. So I'm going to pop my hand straps back on my shoulder pads. I'm going to take the footbar up. So it's quite a short video. All the way up, and we're going to go back into our bunny hops. So inside foot comes on to the shoulder pad. Take the foot that's on the floor next to the carriage. We're going to sink down into that hip, transfer the weight and lift. So again, just staying in the layer that works for you. Inhale, exhale. Do another 3, and then you can see if you can take it up any higher if you want to. Just finding your place that works for you. Everything's a choice. Okay, I'm going to start to take my leg back. And then all the way up. All the way up to the sky. I'm going to do another 10, and then I'm going to thread through to the other side again. So I'll take my outside leg into the far shoulder pad, which will land me in my lunge position. Lost count naturally. 4-ish. 3, 2, last one. Then I'm going to thread that foot through and come to the other side. Have a little breather. Ooh, this is fun. Keep telling yourselves, this is fun. So, exactly the same on the other side. We're coming down, lifting up. I'm not going to talk much now, so I can breathe. So doing exactly the same. Coming up a little bit higher. Take my foot back. And then as high as I want to go for 10. Last one. And then our finisher, bring it back down nicely. Our finisher, where we've been threading through, we're just going to keep going. So back over the carriage. Sorry. Woo. Okay. So I'm going to push the bar back, lift up, push the carriage back, lift up, push back, up, push. So stay at a speed that works for you. This is your finisher. So do what works for you, where you feel safe. We'll do another 10. Keep looking at your shoulder pads so you know where you're stepping your feet. I've totally lost count. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Great job. Bring it down. So this was a quick workout. I'm going to come onto the carriage and I'm going to thread my right leg through the shoulder pads, bring my left knee in front and just come down into a nice pigeon pose. And then I'm going to make it dynamic. So I'm coming down, keeping straight arms, looking up into my J curve. So any little movements. Coming down as far as you want to sink into that hip. Breathing in and out of your nose. And then from there, I'm going to come into a Z-sit, modified mermaid. Okay, so coming into a modified mermaid. So have the knee nearest the bar bent in front of me, and the other one's going to bend along the shoulder pads. And then I'm going to side bend over, slowing it down. All the way over. So I'm going to come onto my back in the middle of the reformer and have a reformer stretch. Last one. Bring it down. So I'm going to swing my bottom around, come onto my back, use the footbar, and then just bring my right leg in front of my left knee, and then pull in. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. And I'm going to swap the legs over, do the other side. And then we'll do the mermaid stretch on the other side, or modified mermaid stretch. So, sitting up, facing the other way. So my right leg this time is against the shoulder pads. My hand is in line with my hip. All the way over. All the way over. And then to finish, I'm just going to do a wide leg child's pose or froggy stretch. Stretching out the adductors and then the arms as well. Okay, last one. And then coming down around onto my knees. I'm going to take my knees out wide. And then push my arms out. So, sort of stretching through my shoulders. You can make it dynamic if you want to. We'll leave it there. That was so much fun. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.